Let me bring in my guest joining us this hour, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor David Bruno. David, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here on this day. Let's begin there with Adam Montgomery. The defense attorneys asking for a little bit more time. And in my experience, judges, sometimes they don't want to grant more time. What was going on was one of the attorneys that was involved in the case took another job, so a new attorney has to come in. Sometimes the judge will say, look, you know, this is the time you have to prepare, get up to speed, we got to move this thing going. In this case, the prosecution didn't object, so the judge went along with it and granted them that time. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure. Let's start here. The defendant's in custody, right? So it's not like he's roaming free, he's traveling, he's doing things leisurely. He's in jail. And then also, the judges also don't want a reversible issue. This is a case where the evidence looks very, very strong against the defendant. Looks like we're going to have a likely conviction here. Since he's in, I think it's a reasonable decision for the court to give the attorneys, especially when transferring attorneys. Let's make sure that his attorney gets up to speed, has access to everything, and gets prepared so we don't have an ineffective assistance of counsel argument later down the road.
All right, let's turn now to the Pursehouse case, the Hollywood obsession murder trial. They are still in deliberations. The clock is at 7 hours, 20 minutes, 11 seconds at this very second. And just moments ago, we found out that the jury wanted, for the first time, the court heard from them, they wanted a laptop so they could look at some of the videos in the case. We saw a body camera of Michael Herman, which was her roommate. We saw a body camera of the scene. We saw a camera video or ring camera video of the defendant moving around and trying to get into the apartment and messing with the cameras. But then they said, no, we don't need that. Your thoughts on, number one, what's taking them so long, and what might have they been looking for, and why say no after first asking for that?
Well, first of all, no worries, I'm on. So you know we're getting this verdict in this hour. And with that being said, anytime we get questions, readbacks, or requests for evidence, you have to always remember it could be one person. And I think that's probably what's happening here. I think there's a minority in the jury, a minority in numbers, what I mean, that is probably on the fence or on the not guilty side. And what that I believe happened was probably the guilty people are probably like, well, if you need more, let's bring it in. What do you need to see if you're on the fence or you don't think the state proved its case? Let's look at the dash cam. Let's look at the surveillance videos. You got him in the area, he's sneaking in. I mean, it could be one juror asking for it. It could be the majority trying to influence the one juror, because I really don't understand what the hang up is here with the strength of the state's case as it went in.
Absolutely. We're all sort of dumbfounded with how long this is taking. And I think you might be right. There's probably one or two holdouts. And somehow the question involves something that could be solved by the video, but then they decided not to see it again. It's got me a little confused. Let's turn quickly to the taking care of Maya case. Explosive allegations at the end of the day today that there was possible sexual abuse. It sounded like the defense wants to add that to this case. The judge doesn't seem inclined. The defense is saying, look, if you want to add pleadings about sexual abuse, we're going to have to throw out everything we've done so far. We're going to have to deal with that, get ready for it, and start again in a year. So I don't know what the judge is going to do, but there's motion practice on the way.
Wow. I mean, we are in the Me Too movement. We are sympathetic to victims of sexual abuse. Absolutely. And there are explanations for late disclosures. But the way that this case has been vetted through a Netflix show, as well as Discovery, the civil cases, unlike criminal cases, have depositions and interrogatories and notice to produce, etc. I am very surprised that it didn't come out earlier, and it just came out today.
Yeah, and again, apparently, well, it came out at the beginning of the case when they started the trial. Apparently, it was some sort of delayed memory about this that Maya, relayed to her attorney at the last minute. He wanted to vet it before he brought it up in court. So that's kind of got us where we are today. Just interesting stuff. All right, stand by, David. I do have to take a break.